Hi, this is Sarah, the Stitchin Mommy, and it's Tuesday, May 14th, and I'm here for a weekly stitching update. Hopefully we'll be pretty quick, and hopefully not too boring, because it's the same few projects that you saw last week, and it will be the same few projects that you see next week. But that's the way it goes. I'm pretty much doing monogamous mania, but since I'm hop, skipping, and jumping throughout the piece, it's a little bit like new starts, you know, so it's kind of a combination of both. First up, some quick housekeeping. I had my giveaway last week, and I mailed off the charts for Nantucket Rose and Love is the Star. That one's going to South Africa, so that was pretty fun. And I emailed the teacup pattern to that winner, and I'll be working on the quilt one. She wants a collage. So I have a couple states that I still need to work on. But the Peace Angel winner, Kaylin Bacon, I haven't heard from you yet. And last week was kind of a whirlwind in my personal life. So by the time I got around to addressing everything, it was Friday already. So I think I emailed or commented on your comment either Friday or Saturday. So I'll give this another week. And if anybody knows her, let her know she won. I'll give her another week, and then I'll probably redraw to see if I can have a different winner for this who will claim it. So hopefully, Kaylin, you get to get back to me with your mailing address, and I'll get that out to you. So what I've been working on this week, Stitching Shelf by Amy Stewart. I had a little bit of a stitchy bug dry spell. When I kind of got into here, I chose, instead of the shelf, I chose to pick up some green and kind of meander through here and drop down to touch these characters. And for some reason, I was just kind of not feeling it. I didn't feel like stitching on this. I didn't feel like stitching on my Midsummer Roses one time in the car. I think I just played on my phone that time. I was kind of meh as far for a couple days. I didn't get a lot of time on some of those times, so trying to pull this out, it didn't feel worth it to me. But once I forced myself to get it back out and work on this little bit and then pop back up here to hit the shelf and keep going, then I kind of, picked up steam again. So I'm over here now. I'm way far behind of what I should be. So today's the 14th. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I should have all of these top 3 shelves touched of all the things and just have one shelf to go. That's not where I am. I'm about to hit this one. But I figured I really am enjoying the way I'm tackling this, and I feel very confident in my counting. And so this particular one is hitting very close to this shelf. So I'll be able to pick a nice color for the shelf and follow that along to hit these guys. And my goal is to at least hit this bottom shelf, because if I get to that bottom shelf, then these ones will be pretty easy to get to when I have time, when I come back to this. So I don't think I'll get into these scenes down here, unfortunately, but I want to at least make it to the shelf before Sunday, which is the last day of proper 19-day Stitch Mania. So that's my goal. Is after that I'm going on to my Mirabilia projects, which I'm also very excited about. So no further ado, this is what that looked like last time. And here it is now. I want to see what you're seeing. So, as you can tell, I've gotten into the summer band. And so I worked my way over last time and then came down here. So I did a little bit of this scene. This is her dress. This is around the moon in that, let me get the paper out here for you. That's in this one right here. And then I moved over. This is kind of where I got hung up, where I did this hiccup. Right in here is kind of where I lost my stitchy bug. But this is part of the man and this is part of the woman who who are in that scene right here. And then I moved over, caught the bookshelf, and worked this down, which is like the crack between the books, and did, I think this color continued down here, and then I did one extra color right there, which is kind of what I like to do. One connecting color and one subject color, I guess you should say. So that was her like, you know, head and dress area. And then I kept going, lots of bookshelf to get over to here, and I worked my way down the curtain, and this is kind of outlining, this is the back of the head of one of the girls, and then kind of around the edge of the dresses. So that's down the curtain, and then her head, and then down around here. And then I kept going, and now I'm pretty much done with the shelf for right now. I'm going to catch this black, and I'm going to ride the black down these branches to get to put in hopefully some blue on her dress, and that will be really fun. And then this black is my farthest south point, I believe, so that's where I'll pick up the shelf between summer and fall, and then do this lady and hopefully jog over to hit her, you know, and then kind of drop down into these, and we'll see how close I get to the shelf, which one is closest to the shelf, to be able to get to that level before the end of my Stitch Mania project. So that's where I'm at, and I'm really happy with this. Something I didn't mention last time, how I'm counting is like when I go over, I'm counting and highlighting as I go carefully, and then when I drop down, I'm counting back to this. I drop down, I'll count back to this. I drop down, I count back to this. And now when I'm going down the next shelf, I drop down, making sure it's lining up with this, move over, make sure it lines up with this and this. You know, when I get over here, I'm lining it up with this, lining it up with this. And every time it's still been accurate, so I'm still happy with this. And I don't know, I think I lined this up, but I don't know if I've counted back. So I probably need to count back to this before I go too far. So that's where I'm at now. I'm still enjoying that now that I've kind of got over my stitchy bug hurdle. This is on 28 count, tea-dyed Monaco, which can no longer be found. I got this on 123 Stitch. You can't buy it this large anymore. This is 30 by 36 inch piece. I'm doing it 2/1 half stitches. So that's also why this is going faster than it might normally on something, because I'm only doing half stitches. So that's been fun, and I'll keep plugging away at that. I usually get about like 30 minutes to an hour every night. Occasionally I'll get a little bit more, but that's roughly what I'm able to do on it. So that's how that's going. I've also been working on my temperature pieces. I'm caught up. Woohoo! So here's my quilt, a temperature quilt. And this is what that looked like before. And here it is now. I've got all the way to yesterday, or 2 days ago, because I stitched, like, if I were working on this today, I wouldn't stitch today. My most current one would be yesterday, because I like to do pick up the temperatures from the final tally from what it was. So this was 2 days ago, I guess. But we had a nice cool spell in here, and then it popped back up into the 80s again. So we'll see how warm it's going to get now. Still haven't gotten, this is still the highest color we've gotten to, or it's like this bright yellow. So I'm curious when we'll pass up into the kind of yellowy orange color. I've been enjoying the cooler weather, but from a cross-stitch perspective, it'll be fun to get into some new colors. And then I've also got my temperature balloons, which I'll get to work on today. So that's that one. This is what that looked like last time. here they are right now. And so those are coming along too. I finished my string in here. There's still a little bit more cloud, but I finished my string and I'm working on this bottom, and I think today's work will finish this row. So this in the middle here, a lot of these patches were the same size. You just had to, you know, figure out which angle you were at, and you kind of had it memorized what to stitch. But this row, since it's starting to taper, all of them are different. I mean, it's mirror image, but it's different. Like, you have to follow the chart, and so that's been a little interesting. But I think it's turning out pretty nicely, so I'll finish that row today and move on down to the next row before you see it again. And I've had a couple, my two stitching projects, two travel projects, travel stitching, have both seen a little bit of attention. I realized last week, oh brother, I'll put that away later. I realized last week that I never showed you my finish of August. I had like 2 sets of leaves to go, and I didn't remember to show you because I felt like I'd already finished it. It'd been so long. So this is what that looked like last time you saw it a couple videos ago. And here it is now. And I think I had these top green leaves were all I really had left to do. So that is finished, in case you were wondering. And then I had started November. These are by Little House Needleworks. I started November last time and got a good start on the timber color throughout the whole thing. And this past week I had, what was I doing? Oh, I was waiting for my daughter's Mother's Day program to start. And so I did a few stitches on this. Not a whole lot, very little, because my main travel piece this week was Midsummer Roses. So this is what that looked like last time. And here it is now. I got the timber all finished, and there's one dot in there for his eye, and I chose the darker, like, brown part. This will be the start of a squirrel, so I started brown sugar, which is the next color. That will be a medium brown, and there's also a light brown. So I finished the dark brown / dark green color, then I'll do this medium brown, and there's also a light brown and a white and a green and red. So pretty colors. That's where I'm at now, and this is not my priority for travel right now. This is only if I'm going somewhere where I just need to grab and go and take something small and compact. So I could just grab this. I have travel scissors to throw in here, and the little fabric swatches I have cut fit in here perfectly. So it's nice to just grab it and go. All the threads come with it. But if I'm sitting in the valet line at school, I can spread out a little bit while I wait for my boys. And so I've been working on Midsummer Roses in the car. And plugging away at this slower than I would have if it was a home project, but it is getting attention, and I'm happy with that. So this is what that looked like last time. You may not see the difference because I've just worked on white. And here it is now. And let's see, yeah, this side, I finished all of this white and down here into the lattice work. So that's all finished. And my original thought was I'll just finish this side and then I'll start backstitching this side. But down here I had these 6 stitches were still blank and I needed a new string. So I got a new string, and of course it's on my needle. Let's just finish it out. So I came back over here and started working up here to fill out this white, and I figured, you know what, there's not that much white over here because the lattice is already done 20 years ago. I just have this area to do, and so I'm going to go ahead and finish the white. It's easy stitching, and then I can sit back and enjoy the back stitching and how it's all going to start popping off the fabric once all the back stitch goes in. So that's where it's at right now. Hopefully before the end of the week I will be able to start on the back stitching and get this finished in May. That would be really nice. So I did notice though that this white is way dingier than this white. if you'll notice the contrast between the other colors. This blends in a lot more, but I think it's just because it's dirty. So I will definitely be giving this a wash when it is done. It's on DMC, it's on standard Ada, 14 count, probably antique white. Since it is so old, it is definitely getting a wash when it's done. And hopefully some of that will mellow out and be more consistent across the whole piece. So I think that's everything. It wasn't a very long video, but that's what I will continue to do this next week. I'll work on stitching shelf at home and do my little bits on my temperature pieces at home as well every other day, and then focus on Midsummer Roses in the car, and maybe occasionally pick up my Little House Needleworks piece if needed. And that's what I'll do. Because the, oh yeah, that's right. I wanted to discuss tomorrow, yeah, and then starting Monday, the 20th, I'll start working on my Mirabilias. So those, hopefully I'll be able to come back and film on Monday, so I won't need to show you any of those right yet, but I'll show you those when I come back and what I'll be working on before you see me again. Ingeborg's birthday sale starts tomorrow. A Stitch Too Far. She has her birthday sale with themes for 4 days. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, starting tomorrow, the 15th. And so I've already told you, and I need to remember to do this when I'm working on it, that I'm going to be just fitting those prompts in as I work on this. So I will continue to work, you know, through the fall areas to try to get down here. But tomorrow, the prompt is frog. So while I am stitching tomorrow, I will be sure to put in at least one length of thread on the frog. I could count over from either her or him or both and work on the frog. And then on the 16th, the prompt is green, so I will again pick one of these areas and do at least one length of green. And then friends, let's see. I could do, well, I'll probably get to her pretty soon here because she's with a dog and they're probably friends. But this lady also has a dog and a cat, so I might work on this scene on that day because that's a few days from now. Hopefully I'll be able to get over here and work on her for the Friends Day. And then the last one is old and new. And they kind of all qualify. But maybe I could, you know, work on her. She's sewing a new flag. And she's in olden days. So maybe that'll work out. We'll see if I get there by then. But that's my plan. At the very least, that last day, anywhere on that piece would fit for old and new. So that's my plan for this week. I hope you're enjoying Stitch Mania. I am almost done with my April videos, like viewing in Flosstube. So I'm really hoping I can start working on watching the Mania vlogs before Mania is over, because that would be really nice. I know the last 2 years I've gotten to like Christmas daily vlog videos after December is over. So by the time I get to them, the Vlogmas, you know, whatever it is, I'm kind of over it because Christmas is over. And I'm just arriving at December 1st. I'm like, it's already January. So I'm not that far behind this time, but I'm still far enough behind that I'm afraid I'll not be interested. But Mania is so fun that I think I will still try to plug through those. And I think they'll go pretty quickly because most of the ones people have been uploading are daily ones that are just a few minutes. And I think maybe you could give me some tips on, I'll probably just try it myself and figure it out. But I think I might do that for Arbitrary August, where I'll just use my phone and do a quick little video and upload it directly from my phone and do no editing, and that will be a nice fast way to do Arbitrary August without needing to edit and compile like I did last year. So I might try that going forward into August. But yeah, so we'll see. Happy Flosstube, happy Stitch Mania, and happy stitching. Bye.